So, hello, Aquarius, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be giving the messages for you today. This is for Aquarius suns, and those of you who have strong or significant Aquarian placements in your chart. If you know what house Aquarius rules and what's in there, it could give you some really specific insights into certain areas of your life. If you're not familiar with me or the channel, I have no filter and I don't sugarcoat my messages. I just read how I read. So if you have any issues with that, I'm very respectful. You can always just sign off now. All right. Otherwise, I am going to be getting into this for Aqua for December. Aqua, I started with my Rainbow Warrior activation deck to find out what we need to integrate. And we got card number 11, which is Crystal Spirits. All right. And this is about healing, transmitting, vibrational wisdom, allowing alignment and access to other realms. It says the essence of the universe combined with the compression and nurturing of Mother Earth for thousands of years is what every crystal or mineral contains. Sacred geometric forms are the building blocks of many of the crystalline structures, the ancient wisdom born of the trial and error that has come before us. Each of them communicates their specific message telepathically to whoever is available to receive it. Every crystal and mineral aligns with the vibration of specific mental, emotional, or spiritual dynamics that have been sent here to help humanity heal. Receiving this card is an indication that the energy of the crystal spirits is calling you to heal as well, or to develop a deeper understanding of your experience right now. Working with crystal energy is like defragmenting your computer, reorganizing all the files so you're better able to focus, function, heal, and live more fully. Card number 11, these crystal spirits, and getting out of Sagittarius and Capricorn's reading, we were talking about ancestors, and I was just talking in Capricorn's reading about how everything on this earth that has ever lived, whether it was a single-cell organism or the most complex of creatures, all of them lived and died and remain in body, spirit, and energy on this earth. They never left. Crystals are no exception. They hold memory, right? They hold memory of all of this from times so long ago it's impossible to fathom, because they've turned into crystals since then. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie, Aqua. With the rest of these cards, I don't see you not being blessed at the end. But it's a very challenging energy for this month. It's a very challenging energy for this month. And we do have synchronicities, like we have the 11 card followed by After the Storm, which is a 1. So we already got 111. Miracles and Blessings breaks down to a 4, and Have Patience as a 17, which also showed up a big time in Sag's reading. We have the Tower that breaks down to a 7, the Emperor, which is a 4, the 4 of Cups, another 4, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, and the 6. It's all breaking down to 1s and 7s and 4s. So you might definitely want to watch Sag's reading after this, because if this is the energy you're starting with, then you really should look forward to the energy that came along with Sag's reading, entitled Blessed. Okay? After the Storm is the guidance card from my Sacred Rebel Oracle to help you with this energy throughout the month. And it says, there is a thunderstorm about. It is either headed your way or just passing through now. Don't make a thunderstorm mean more than it is, though. You don't have to fear it. You might even feel excitement about it after all. A thunderstorm is just nature's way of gathering energy together that needs to be released. With a release of tension, relief and freedom soon follow, often with a fresh perspective and perhaps the gift of a promising, hopeful vision of your future. Perhaps the particular storm building within you or around you is causing you to quake in your boots. You may sense that these are forces operating beyond your control, and you would be right. There is, in life and in the creative process, a need to allow for wild storms. There will be those precious moments of peace beforehand and the release and revitalization that follows, yet the storm in the middle is essential. It is a natural part of the creative process. Without this building and releasing of energy, we would suffer from boredom and stagnancy. You may prefer the excitement of the storm or the fresh, open feeling that accompanies its clearing. You may find it confronting to be faced with the power of something in which you can only participate rather than control. Either way, the storm wisdom offers you the gift of bringing things to a head and clearing them away so that the energy can be freed from a pattern that has had its day and is ready to become something new. I feel, Aqua, especially because Uranus, which is ruled by Aqua, is retrograding in Taurus right now. I think you're having a hard time understanding how the things you think about actually shape your reality as far as what you fear appearing, as far as the blessings you want to receive. I think you're visualizing the blessings that you want, but the fear of what you don't want is what's actually coming through your actions or behavior, including the things you choose not to do or have reasons or excuses for, even if they're legit. In your mind and perception, even if they're legit excuses. I think that there's a disconnect between your understanding of what you manifest. Maybe a part of you likes the thrill of being afraid or nervous. Maybe it's been a consistency in all of your relationships that maybe you've always been, on the edge of your seat a little bit in the creation of drama, right? Because we actually like the feeling of the drama. We're like, oh, well, no, I hate drama. It gets me all, I get all crazy or scattered or blah, 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 blah. I hate not knowing. But yet, your actions would create dynamics and environments where you're out of control or in an unknown future situation where you're not certain. Or you question, right? The action cards we got are miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. And have patience, because love is patient and kind always. I'm feeling, Aqua, like you really need to work on opening up your crown chakra. So with crystal spirits, especially because we have the lotus on this card number 17, which, like I said, the 17 in the tarot is the star card, which came out for Sagittarius and Capricorn, by the way, the star card. But the 17 with the star card is your card, right? It's Aquarius's card, and the lotus is here, and the inner child, the little, feminine inner child, not just our inner child as a whole, but specifically the heart half, right? Is what needs to open. If you are in love with someone, you treat them a certain way, right? You give them a certain amount of dedication and a certain amount of consideration. You plan them into your life. And I'm feeling as if that the behaviors that you're partaking in or the choices that you're making aren't necessarily unconditionally in alignment with that. I say this because with the milestone being the Emperor card, the Emperor in this deck is fucking crazy looking, okay? He's got his shirt open and there's his chest exposed to the ribs, and it's heartless. His third eye is completely deranged. It looks like he's hypnotized by this negative energy, right? He looks crazy. And it has a lot to do with wounding, because you can see there's bandages wrapped around his head. It has a lot to do with wounding in the mind, Aryan energy. What you can't see on the spread, the top and bottom of the deck, we do have the 3 of Cups and the 5 of Swords, which means, to me, ultimately, big time arguments over ancient ancient wounds dealing with third-party situations, not being able to embrace joy in your life. Why has your behavior not guaranteed that there are no third-party situations? Now, I can get real with Aryan energy. It's very sexually driven energy. We're all human. Our crystal ancestors would tell you there's a lot of healing they provide for shit like this. There are stones upon stones upon stones dedicated to heart healing, to sacral chakra healing. I'm feeling as if, because your heart is not in all of your actions, including things you say, because when you're worrying about someone or you have a tone that you're worrying about someone, you're not loving them. You're letting them know. They're picking up on the fact that there's a distrust there. It's not attractive. It doesn't make them want to put their arm around you, knowing that you don't trust them. It doesn't feel good that you're not sexually opening up to your partner and then being afraid that they might with someone else, especially because you're not, especially if there's valid reasons why you can't. Maybe you're living in a different country, but you're worrying about third parties. So it's like, okay, well then something has to give then. Because if you're fearing or seeing or visualizing a not so good outcome, what can you do, what is within your control to satisfy the nature of things so that you guarantee yourself the miracles? All right, this is the guidance. Because as we get into the weeks, if you don't want to take the guidance, the way things are just panning out, there's a fear that comes in with the Tower. Mars energy, again, Aries, Mars energy is probably related to the Emperor energy, however that resonates for you, whether you're the Emperor or you know who your Emperor is. There's some kind of epiphany or trigger over this energy. You're triggered right at the beginning of the month. It transitions into the Four of Cups, which is feeling like emotionally something's missing. Something's missing. You have the Ace of Cups. All the other cups don't matter. You have the Ace of Cups. You can literally lean on it. This fresh cup of love, it is strong enough that you can lean on it. And a part of you knows that, which is why you're feeling this great 10 of Cups in the middle of the month. You're feeling this fulfillment. You're feeling, it's almost like you've convinced yourself it's wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. It'll be fine. And I think a part of you understands there was still something emotionally missing from that Four of Cups card. Something that still needed to be worked out from the trigger. Like, you acknowledging that you're solid is excellent. That the emotional truth is strong. We finished the month with the 10 of Swords clarified by the 6 of Cups. And this is rough, okay? Because it can go a few ways. It could be the absolute betrayal from a very deeply connected soulmate, potentially an Emperor. It could be how your mind betrays you when it comes to your sacred soul dynamics, because they're your mirror. This person in your life, this sacred soulmate, this Emperor, is your unicorn, your mythical creature that's not supposed to exist, because they serve you in the highest to heal. How can you improve yourself? How can you improve your situation so that you don't worry and you don't have anxiety and you don't have to be afraid? How can you definitively know and trust your value? What actions, masculine energy that you got to heal within yourself? Your ability to do and choose and act and change and shift. To decide. To affirm. To reassure yourself. How can you grow into a better version of yourself through this? Because whoever the emperor is, this sacred soulmate that you have, is no doubt the person you're meant to be with. This storm is meant to heal. The blessings are coming. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. The miracles and blessings, everything has its gift. Love is patient and kind, always. Be patient and kind with your emperor who appears to be heartless, because it's reflecting your own masculine energy that is not acting from a loving place, a place of loving the self, that you would love yourself enough to guarantee your creation, guarantee the vision you hold. So whatever triggered you at the beginning of the month, because mind you, we're already about a week in to December when this is being recorded. Whatever happened and triggered you last week, I promise you, this is something that manifests or persists or repeats because your own behavior and your own patterns have repeated. Your own patterns have repeated. Where have the improvements not yet been made? This is what Spirit's asking you to focus on. Your ability to choose better, to put heart back into your mind. Do not treat your lover with anything less than the consideration of if everything ended tomorrow. If the whole world went to shit tomorrow, if I lost them tomorrow, if they left my life and my world in this experience tomorrow, how would I love them today? Would I be too tired to make dinner? Would I be too hurt or wounded or triggered by my fears that I wouldn't cuddle with them? That I wouldn't embrace them and love them the way I would if everything in the world were perfect? How can I love them to the best of my ability so that I'm loved in return to the best of their ability? How can I not worry anymore? All right, well, this version of myself, if I did this or said this, would absolutely, I can pretty much guarantee I would never have to deal with my worries again. Be that version. Don't let yourself have excuses. Set a goal for yourself, aim for it, and do it. And do it. You know, the cards won't tell you things beyond your control. This mindset, right? Ten of Swords, this mindset that's toxic has to stop. When it comes to your sacred soulmate, it has to stop. It's a mistreatment of them. That's why it feels like a mistreatment of you. So, I do hope that helps. Until next time, guys, which will probably be sometime next year, Divine Rebel Racy is signing off. If you want more from me, check out all my information in the description. Remember always to love each other and, most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everybody.